Loveline is meant for an adult audience. Loveline may contain sexually oriented content. Listener discretion is advised.
Adam Carolla, Dr. Drew.
I'm not modeling anymore for the two of you.
Loveline.
It is Loveline. I'm Adam Carolla. That is Dr. Bruce over there. Dr. Bruce is filling in for Dr. Drew. Don't worry, he's a board-certified physician and addiction medicine specialist, specializing in tattoo removal of inmates and emergency medicine.
Don't laugh when you describe me.
It's always
Stop
funny.
smile.
I spit that gum out, Bruce. Have a modicum of respectability here, for
the
Christ's
guests,
sake. Yes. All right. Phone number 1-800-LOVE-191. Fax number 310-854-4455. William McNamara and Charlotte Ross are both here from Beggars and Choosers. Showtime, Tuesday nights, 10 o'clock. And let's see, we'll talk about that in just 1 second. I must remind everyone that the Man Show is on right now on the fabulous Comedy Central. I just left the Man Show rap party, so I'm pissed and I got a little beer buzz going. But I hate having to cut out of parties to come do this godforsaken show. Yes,
like
but that's all right. I'll be back to close the mother down in about 2 hours and 15 minutes.
Can I go in?
No, you cannot. This is only for party people.
Okay.
Beggars and Choosers was, I heard from producer Ann, one of the last projects that Brandon Tartikoff worked on before he passed away. It must have been, I guess he passed away, it was about 3 years ago now, right?
Yeah.
And Brandon Tartikoff, I can't figure out what my relationship with him was, but he did Loveline, the TV show, when it was syndicated before it was on MTV. It's a long story, but I had a chance to meet him a couple of times. One of the nicest guys I've ever met. I can't believe he was such a huge mogul in Hollywood, because he was not a prick at all. Just a great all-around guy.
Right. That's what's so ironic about it. And he kind of is semi-autobiographically played by Brian Kerwin, and we are the kind of sharks that surround him, and he has some morals in a world that doesn't have very many sometimes.
You know, he left the business when his daughter got sick. He actually quit.
Right.
To go be with her.
Did his daughter get into some kind of catastrophic accident?
Car
Yeah,
accident, or
in New Orleans, yeah.
Right.
And then he left. He quit and went down to be with her to help her sort of rehabilitate her.
And then
that was after he left NBC.
Then he started to sort of drift back into the business, and then he got, I'm guessing,
Paramount.
cancer or something.
Right.
I don't know
Yes, he
what.
had cancer, yeah.
And he must have been fairly young when he died. I
He
mean,
was, yeah.
mid-late 40s or
Exactly.
something
He had
like
lymphoma, didn't he?
that. But I'll tell you, I wish everyone in this business would die, but not Brandon Tartikoff. He was he was a great
He
great
was a
guy.
class act, yes, he was.
Yes, and Los Angeles Times, by the way, calls Beggars and Choosers one of the top 5 shows of last year. So anyone who hasn't seen it on Showtime should definitely check it out. And my old friend Tom Shales, who's over at the Washington Post, is a big fan of William here. Calls him brilliant, young actor. I happen to think Tom Shales is a big fat fag. Personally.
I knew it.
Oh,
I knew it
that
would take
fat fag blowhard. I really hate that guy.
Oh, my God.
God, that guy wrote a review of me. He called me a Neanderthal and a pig and a Cro-Magnon. And
That's not true.
If I brought the thing in, I could never do it justice unless you read it.
At what point did he divulge from reality?
He was right on, but listen, if anyone, I've done this before, I brought the review in, and this is the best part about having a live radio show and being on in Washington, D.C. Anyone knows Tom Shales, please tell him Adam Carolla said he could kiss his hairy ass.
Well, we at Beggars and Choosers love him, thank you. We're very thankful that he happens to like our show.
He
And Howard Rose.
But don't you love having a bad review? Isn't it great having a bad? I love it. It's better than having a good review.
Stop while you're
This is comically bad. I mean, this is
exactly.
just...
Isn't it great?
He said I have...
we don't mean that.
No showmanship, he said, which, by the way, that's code for gay. By the way, when you're complaining about lack of showmanship, it means you're blowing guys. I mean, it really does. All right. So anyway, Tom Shales, you can turn it on Comedy Central and watch Man Show tonight, and turn it in for the next 24 Sunday nights, and you can watch more. You can watch more Man Show and then more Loveline.
Sure,
you big fat blowhard.
Sure,
keep riding. Keep riding, you big tubbleard. Keep riding. And I'll laugh all the way to the bank, you big blowhard.
So how do you feel?
Oh, I hate that big fat homo. I
Best
just
show
do.
on television, The Man Show.
Oh, that's Jesse the Body Ventura calling the Man Show the best show on
Do you
television.
do anything for the gay population on your Man Show? Just women
oh,
in
yeah.
bikinis?
Oh, yeah, we
jumping
make
on
fun
you?
of them all the time. All right, so what can we look forward to this Tuesday, by the way, when Beggars and Choosers hits Showtime?
Got some good gay stuff in there.
Oh, good. You're making fun of gays.
We do. Not fun of them.
Fantastic.
No, we have some good gay
No,
stuff
we
in
actually
there.
do show a casting director. Tuck Watkins plays a casting director named Malcolm, and he happens to be a very good casting director who happens to work in Hollywood, and people want to pigeonhole him just because he's gay, and he just happens to be gay and a very good casting director.
How, I mean, you guys have been in the industry for a little while.
There's a lot of gay people around.
Oh, yes.
You
Yes. That's who it's run by. And I have no problem with that,
It
except for
is
Tom
not.
Shales, a big fat homo. But other than that, I have no problem with the gays.
So I'm sorry, the question was what?
Well, I mean, how close? I mean, you guys are sort of, in a way, you have an interesting opportunity because you're mimicking the business that you're in. Mm-hmm. Is it?
Well, it's always fun to make fun of the political side of any business that you've chosen, you know, whether it's Wall
Right.
Street or anything else. And I've always had a fascination with the political side of the career that's run my life for the last 15 years. For example, overnight ratings or, you know, reviews, for
Oh,
example.
yes.
So
Right.
here we get to kind of make fun of all those things that are very important, and we kind of forget as artists the bottom line and the business side. And it's written really well by Peter Lefcourt, and it kind of is based in truth, but it's also kind of out there in a comedy sense as well.
There's some gay stuff, too.
Oh, good. You make fun of gays. Fantastic.
You're going to be
Billy.
a bad influence on this guy.
Oh.
I predicted it
It's
earlier.
way too late for that.
And we got some girls, a lot of girls, a lot of boobs.
Oh, good, yeah. Well,
You've heard
it's
the word
Showtime. You can do what you want.
homophobic? Here is homophobia right
Well,
here.
homophobia in
Incarnate.
its truest sense means that you're
It's a fun
interested,
show.
don't we
No,
all
That's
know?
right.
I love the gays. I really do, except for
You're
that Tom
gay.
Shales.
Adam has his butt hairs trimmed on a regular basis.
Thank you. Cammie,
Yeah,
you're 16?
yeah.
What's up?
Okay, I read in Glamour magazine that half of all women are born without a hymen. And I was wondering if this is true.
What's a hymen?
Yes, those are men.
What's a hymen?
Oh my
Well,
God.
I missed that medical journal last week. But,
Yeah, I'd have to say it's a much lower percentage than that.
Well, one of the confusing things, it's a partial membrane, and it can break in circumstances like horseback riding, the typical stories that you hear. So it's...
Oh, you mean like the virgins have the hymens? You have to break
Right.
it. Oh,
Or in Adam's case, a behymen or whatever you call
The
it.
gays have the B hymen. It's a slight variation.
Disgusting.
I want to cover all bases, make sure Adam gets his
my God.
teaching in.
Yes, yes. So what percentage of women do you think are born without one? It's pretty low, right?
Yeah.
But there may be a higher percentage that loses it somewhere along the line. That's
Right,
what
it's-
Bruce is saying.
right.
If they lost it? Like,
Where's yours?
huh?
Do you have one?
No,
And
have you ever had one?
never had one.
You never had one.
so
Are you a virgin?
I'm not going to answer that.
Oh, so that's where you lost it. That's where it is.
There are remnants of that
Your
tissue.
boyfriend
I'm
has
sure
it.
you have remnants of that tissue. You did have that tissue there. It's just
No,
not
this
always...
is an intentional question,
It's not that important.
generally.
All right, Cammie. Fantastic. Listen, here's the problem. When you name your kid Cammie, she's going to lose that hymen at a much earlier age. All right, Cammie. Good times, right? Okay. All right. Angela?
Poor Cam.
Yeah.
Well, she's fine. She's not a virgin, but she's missing her hymen, but it was probably gone long before it was taken in the back of that El Camino. Angela? You're 15. What's up?
My boyfriend's really, really prude. He barely even wants to kiss, and I want to have some tips on how to de-prude him.
He might be gay.
No, yeah, I've seen him with his other girlfriend.
Oh, you have?
Yeah.
And what does he do with her?
He was all over him and everything, and he knows I'm really not prude, and he just isn't getting the picture.
You've seen him with his other girlfriends?
Yeah, they happen to be mostly my best friends.
How long have you been seeing him?
Wait a second. So maybe he respects you and he didn't respect them. Uh-huh.
What did you see him do?
Well, he was always has his hands all over their ass. He's always kissing them, always holding hands, hugging, flirting, everything. And with me, it's like barely kissing. Like maybe he'll brush up against me every once in a while and everything.
Okay, what about intimacy? That's not intimacy. Hands on ass and brushing up or whatever. So how are you guys
young.
getting along? Do you talk? Do you communicate well?
Yeah, last week he told me he loved me, and then he didn't call me for a couple of days.
How old is wait a second, how old is he?
He shook her hand and he went home.
How old's the guy?
15.
Okay, listen, hey, he's normal. I like this guy.
Yeah, he's 15. All bets are off.
Yeah.
I mean, it is interesting that she saw him with the other women being more affectionate. but he's 15.
He should talk. Can we get him on with number 3 here? The
His
cucumbers.
number?
What's that?
You want his number?
Yeah, why don't we get him on the phone and we'll get to the bottom
Yeah,
of
let's see
this.
what's going on here.
Mr.
Okay.
Carolla,
All right.
Okay, hold on.
See,
Let me go grab it.
This person can
All right.
teach this.
Can you get? You got his phone number there, Angela?
Almost. Hold on.
Almost.
All right. What are you gonna do? Like 3-way?
Yeah.
Do you know how to do that? I can't figure that out. All right. Hold on a second. We'll put you on hold and then we'll hop back with you. We'll just take one more call, okay?
Okay.
All right. Call him up. Oh, he's gonna be humiliated. Andrea?
I have a question.
Yes.
My boyfriend likes to experiment with cucumbers and bananas.
I see.
Well, I want to put him on with the other boy.
Oh, shut up. You're 14 years old.
Yeah, that's the whole point.
You having sex at 14?
With cucumbers and bananas.
She's like Carmen Miranda in her underpants over there.
Now, he's 14 also.
No, he's 16.
Ah.
Uh-huh. And so you're having sex with him, right?
And I don't, because he's like lately, been wanting to use other stuff, and I'm just like,
Like what?
dildos.
Like cucumbers.
Well, yeah, we've already tried the cucumbers, and I don't.
Is that a safe thing to do, doctor?
Yeah, what about, I'm putting on hold because she's standing too
I
close to
recommend-
the transformer. You know the thing in
I thought there
Dr.
were
Frankenstein's
aliens
lab?
in the line there or something.
All right, shut up,
I
Bruce.
recommend organic cucumbers, actually. They're
Bruce,
safe.
have you drank too much coffee tonight?
No, this is my first.
There
Would you
all right?
recommend
Okay, all
to
right.
young girls that they use
No,
cucumbers? I
listen,
mean-
foreign objects, first of all, at 16 and 14, there should be a lot of other things to do. It sounds like this guy has a problem. It sounds like I'd stay away from him, okay? So putting objects
sounds like
like
a great
cucumbers
guy.
and
Yeah.
bananas internally, not a good idea, okay?
Why?
Because sometimes, things break off or get...
Girls love
Maybe a little bacteria call me crazy.
Right.
Yeah.
What
And
you could do, what you
he's
could do,
not
is you could put a rubber over the cucumber. That's what
Oh
I do.
my
You could put a
God.
rubber over the cucumber.
You do
and
that?
the dildo.
I would
oh,
triple
yeah.
it, triple it. If I were you.
Why the
That's
dildo,
disgusting.
though? I mean, why not just do that thing I do with the armpit where I put my T-shirt down and then give it a good wipesy? Isn't that enough?
I don't understand what you're talking about. That's disgusting.
But you don't do that armpit thing where you clamp down like that? Just,
What's that?
Just wipe off whatever maybe living on there. You
I
don't do that
guess.
with the dildo?
No, I'll look into it.
Yeah.
But we eat cucumbers. We put cucumbers in our mouth.
Yeah.
Why can't we
Andrea.
put them in our vaginas?
Let me explain, William. Oh, young, naive William. The vagina is very tricky territory. It's like some kind of Rubik's Cube.
Well, explain it to us then, please.
Well, here's the deal. You introduce anything foreign into the vagina, and it could just go south on you almost immediately. I mean, women have sex, and it's next thing you know, they got some kind of yeast infection, and their bladder's screwed up, and
it's
they're
from guys like
peeing all the time. I mean, it's really, it wasn't even made for sex. I think it was just made to look at. It's like, the vagina, it's like a show car. It's like it's got no engine under the hood. It just goes around on the turntable, and you look at it and clap. As soon as you get in and try to drive it, something goes wrong with it.
How much coffee have you had tonight?
Well, mostly
no, he
beer
came
to
from
be
a party,
to be
right?
fair to
There
me.
you go.
Yeah.
You know what's on his mind.
Andrea,
Do we have a three-way call?
You want to get Andrea back?
I'd like to give her some good
Well,
advice.
you just told her not to do it, right?
But a guy like
Not to
this,
do what?
this is a progressive thing. It's like a disorder, and
All
it's like an
right, all right.
addiction.
Hurry,
He's not
go,
going to be...
go.
Andrea,
Everybody does it. That's unbelievable.
She's
no,
14.
it's not
Well,
true. It's
Andrew-
not true.
you should get rid of this guy. Stay away from him. He's going to want to have progressive interest in
Let's
more
see, no,
complex
it's gonna be
objects.
Like a hamburger or something.
Yeah, it's
I'll
going to
be-
put a. It's going to
I'll
put
be
an.
seeing her in the
Shut
ER.
up, Bruce. He's going to put a artichoke in you. Oh yeah,
That's the example I was going to use.
Bruce. Here's what
I
you
would
got to do
move on.
tonight. No talking when I'm talking. That is the rule.
You're going to shut my mic?
Yes.
Oh.
If I have to, I'll shut your mic.
It's humiliating.
Jeez, Bruce has two modes. He's either napping over there or he's auctioning off livestock. There's no in between with him. Angela,
I studied Drew, and that's what I learned.
just quiet down. Angela,
Mm-hmm.
would you call your boyfriend?
Yeah, he's on the line.
He
He's
is.
online?
All right. What's his name?
Travis.
Travis.
Yes.
Travis, this is Adam and William and Charlotte and Dr. Bruce, who's not going to be here for long, so enjoy him. All right. You listen to Loveline?
Sometimes.
You're familiar with the show, though, right?
Yeah.
All right. So your girlfriend Angela called up, and she wanted to know why is it you were so affectionate with your old girlfriends, and you don't seem as affectionate with her.
I really don't have an answer to that one.
But are
You're
you,
gay.
are Drew? Please, are you attracted to her?
Yes, very much so.
You find her to be a beautiful woman,
Yes.
and you've kissed and hugged and groped and
said
all
you
that
love.
kind of stuff with your old girlfriends, right?
Yes.
And why is it that you don't have those same feelings for Angela?
I can explain this.
Shut up.
I feel that we haven't really started off the relationship yet.
You haven't? How long have you been going out?
For about 3 weeks now.
I see. So you're just kind of, you're getting into the groove.
Yeah.
But you are attracted to her, right?
Yeah.
And you look at her as a girlfriend, not as just a friend, right?
Yeah.
She's different than the other girls? You feel like it's more serious, or she's of more interest? Sounds like the other girls was fooling around, flirting, and this sounds a little more serious.
Yes.
Well,
Maybe you respect her and you're taking
Thank
your
you.
time. Could that
Exactly.
be it? Because that's a good thing if that's
Do you
true.
love her?
Yes.
You do?
That's what it is then.
Oh.
Yeah, but wait a minute. Bruce is kind of giving you an easy out here, and so is Charlotte.
I understand adolescence.
I mean, listen, if you're...
It's called romantic.
Wait.
Taking it slow. is
Travis,
wrong.
you're 16, right?
15.
15. When you're 15 and you're into a girl and you're in love with her, your hands are on her. And I want to know why Travis's hands aren't on her.
Oh, he's taking his time.
She wants you to put your hands on her. Do you have an explanation for that? And it's not because you like her too much. You know what I mean?
Okay.
You just look at her as a friend?
No, I look at her as a girlfriend.
As a potential long-term person, so maybe he's respecting her, and unlike a lot of guys out there and not rushing into it, he's taking some time because he respects her. Good for you.
I understand that.
From the females out
I
there.
understand that, but he should be putting his arm around her. He should be kissing her.
You just
he should
said,
be
why are you
holding her.
groping her?
Can you send him a timeline, maybe?
Angela, what have you kissed him?
Yeah.
Is it
Yeah.
good?
Yeah.
Ooh, what was the hesitation? What was that all about?
I don't really want to.
It was probably soft. You're just ready to...
We have to get into this. This is important.
Well, I've kind of had better.
You've had better.
Oh.
That's all right. Hey, listen, Travis.
We all step
Well,
back
listen,
from the microphone.
what do you want, Travis? You haven't been stepping up to the plate, buddy. Why don't you plant one on her next time you see her?
Okay, I'll do that.
Oh boy.
I think his ego was just shattered.
Oh, he sounds sweet.
Yeah, he's a nice guy.
I know, but Travis, remember all the kissing you were doing with your other girlfriends?
Yeah.
Yeah, and you like Angela even more than them, right?
Yeah.
So why not just kiss her a little more?
He will.
All right.
Poor guy.
Poor thing,
Angela,
next
how
time
do
he's
you like
with
to be
her, he's
kissed, Angela?
A lot.
All right.
With the tongue?
Yeah.
Excellent.
Hey,
Maybe
Travis.
Maybe there's a fruit he can practice with.
Travis, you
Oh, God,
think
Billy.
you could give her a good kiss next time you see her? Listen, let me explain something. It took me many years to learn this, Travis. I'm going to impart some knowledge to you, all right? Listen up. Forget about what your instincts are for women. Do what they want. Your job is to try to figure out what they want and then do it, not do what you want instinctively. That will get you nowhere.
Disagree.
Do you understand?
Yeah.
All right, so she wants you to kiss her. Give her a kiss. All right?
All right.
What do you care? All right. Angela?
Yeah.
Now, tell Travis you'd like a nice kiss from him next time you see him.
Travis, I would like a nice kiss from you.
Deep.
This is Carolla Family Therapy.
All right, Travis?
Especially on my birthday.
Yeah.
fab.
That's coming up.
Yeah.
Okay.
And
Travis?
feel her, grope her a little bit.
Travis,
Grab
you're-
her
All right,
butt.
let's stop over
Travis,
her head.
if you're
Come on.
not into her, tell us. I mean, if you're
Grab her
not,
butt.
All right, Billy.
if
come
you
on,
don't
take a
feel
shot.
that way, say something. Do you feel that way about her?
Yeah.
You do.
Yeah.
All right. Well, now you have to act like it. All right.
All right.
All right, Travis. All right. Thanks, Angela.
You're welcome.
All right. Good times. Charlotte, why do you disagree with me when I say you have to figure out what women want and then do it?
Well, because you're telling a young man that happens to really care for someone, he's actually saying he's in love with her and saying just go for it, go for it. If maybe he's looking at the long term and maybe he has some deep respect for her, I think it's really admirable, especially for a guy his age, to want to take it slow. It's so funny that you're sitting here saying grope her.
Wait a minute. What do you think this is? Cable?
I thought it was Showtime. I'm so sorry.
No.
I went over the edge, didn't I?
I agree with you. And if we were talking about intercourse here or oral sex or something like that, and a couple of 15-year-olds, I would definitely agree with you. But she's talking about being affectionate, kissing,
No,
holding,
she wants other things too, though.
hugging. Well, she
Because
may,
she's
but
sick.
she's saying that he's not putting his arm around her. He's not kissing her. He's
She
not
wants it.
holding her.
Maybe
And
he's
that's what I'm
nervous.
talking
He's
about.
nervous. He's not well endowed.
No. He's just nervous.
William will not rest until one teenager kills himself
All right.
before the 10 o'clock hour is through. All right, we will take ourselves a little break. Hey, Ann, turn it on the Man Show. We're over at Snoop Dogg's house. I know
Whatever.
that's the one you wanted to see over there. We will take ourselves a little break. I got to yell at Dr. Bruce, and we'll be back after this.
Loveline.
Loveline will be right back.
That's my main mayonnaise.
Yep, it is Loveline. I'm Adam Carolla. That is Dr. Bruce over there. Dr. Bruce is board certified. I swear to Christ he is. I know you don't believe me. Phone number 1-800-LOVE-191. Forget about the fax number. William McNamara and Charlotte Ross are both here from Beggars and Choosers. Showtime, Tuesday nights, 10 o'clock. Do not miss that. Coming up in 2 nights from now. All right, let's get to line 1. I know, Bruce, you didn't pick that one out, but Melissa's angry, so I want to talk to her. Melissa? Melissa?
What's up?
You're 27. What's going on?
Adam Carolla. What's up, Adam Carolla?
All right, what do you want?
Well, you're
Oh, man. What the...
Good choice, Adam. That's why they have me pick the call.
But listen, I like to talk to people who disagree with me, but they cannot use the F word in the
I
first
wonder if that's because of what we were talking
sentence.
about earlier, or maybe not.
I don't know. So far, Charlotte has used the F word twice, but
We're tied up.
probably set a bad example.
She might have
for
been
some of
Tom
the,
Shell's
kiddies.
daughter.
Oh, you know what? You
And
guys.
and speak to Melissa on line 1 over there. See if you can get her to tone down the
Translate.
profanity, and we'd be more than happy to talk to her. Unlike other talk shows, we really welcome people's negative input on this show. And for my money, we don't get enough of it.
Unacceptable.
We have too many people who agree with us, and I'd like to talk to some naysayers. I really would, and I always pick them out. Megan,
Yeah.
you're 19. What's up?
Hi. I have a boyfriend who has been dropping acid on a pretty regular basis, and I got in a conversation with him a few weeks ago, and he was saying how I said it seemed like he was being a bit excessive, the amount he was doing it, kind of not very healthy for him, and he kept telling me that as far as he researched it and he knew what he was doing, and there were no real long-term effects of it.
Yeah.
And I went and I looked it up a little bit, and as far as I can tell, flashbacks are pretty much all that they do. As far as long-term effects go, that's pretty much all that there is. And I was wondering if
No, that's not correct.
help me
People that use large...
damage that it does or what.
All right, quiet down there, Megan. Bruce, go ahead.
Okay. There's no chromosomal damage. People that use large amounts of LSD over a period of time tend to have problems with anxiety disorders, depression later on in life. The other thing is it is addictive, not in the way that a drug which causes physical withdrawal is addictive, but people that use it and use it on a regular basis, they tend to have to use increasing amounts. People talk about doubling down, where if they do 2 hits for a few days and it doesn't do anything, they'll say, and they have to double that dose. So it is a problematic drug. It does have long-term consequences, and it's not as easy to find those things in the literature. I don't know where you looked, but it is a very bothersome drug when physicians are talking to patients, because most patients hear a lot of the folklore about it, how it was used to expand the mind in the 60s. There's a lot of culture attached to it, and so I'll hear people that are in recovery and they'll say, well, I just want to use LSD. So it sometimes sneaks out as an innocuous drug. It's not that dangerous.
Well, it's not easy to find good acid.
Hey, I think that was Bruce's point. Megan, all right, listen, here's what I know from doing this show and talking to a lot of people who have done a lot of acid. It does accumulate. It does have an effect over the years.
Okay.
And it's not a good effect. It really isn't.
Okay.
So your boyfriend's kidding himself.
Yeah.
All right? Now, to say you can't drop acid a couple times and not have any harm, I wouldn't say that. But if you're going to do it every weekend and you're going to do it for a few months or a few years, it will add up.
Yeah.
And it will affect him in the future.
Does he have a family history of addictions or any other?
Not as far as I know. The only problem is, like, I tried to talk to him, and he doesn't see it as something bad. Like, he doesn't go, oh, it's bad, I know I shouldn't be doing it. He's always like, he sees it, he's really, really intelligent, and he finds, like, logical ways to, like...
All right. Well, listen, it is bad in the long term, and if you disagree with his ideology, you ought to break up with him. All right?
Thank you.
All right.
Okay.
There you go. All right. You want to go back to Melissa? As Ann spoke to her, she cooled down a little. All right. Let's see if we can do this. Melissa.
Hey, Adam.
All right. Please mind your P's and Q's. Now I'm putting you on the radio, but the second you use a swear word, we're going to hang up on you. Okay?
Adam?
Okay.
Yes, okay.
All right.
I sincerely apologize because my enthusiasm for the cause overrode my tact. Whatever.
I understand. All right. So what's up?
Well, so what I meant to say, first of all, what I meant to say to you was that you are that smart and you have that much to give to people, but you're so cocky that sometimes people can't get your gift because it's overridden by your intent, desire to prove yourself.
All right. Listen, they're not paying me enough to get my gift. I give them a little present, a little stocking stuffer, but not the entire gift. You understand? I'm saving my gift for later.
Oh, I guess then
All right.
that's your own money problem, isn't it?
What is your second point?
My second question is for Dr. Bruce, in the fact that I've always wondered whether it was a hormonal thing or whether it was just supposed to be resolved by, gripping your knuckles to the Bible and saying it wasn't to be so. Either way, I really like chicks.
I see.
I think that was a call. I think that was for you, Adam.
Right. You like the ladies. You've always liked them.
Do, but I'm not. I'm a very attractive woman. I've had male experiences, and I love boys, but there's a stronger draw. And I was wondering because I went to an endocrinologist. I haven't had regular bleeding patterns. I'm not a menstrual woman, as they say, and so I went to an endocrinologist because I was curious as to whether that had an effect and to the difference.
It's an old blues song. I'm not a menstrual woman. Ever heard that one?
That was the case because I'd love a lot more women than this. But
Right.
the doctor, and he was like, "You're unusually hirsute."
Ooh. Yeah, that's not a good sign. So you have a lot of hair on you, huh?
But I'm little. I'm like hot and sexy, yet I have a little beard line.
Lizzie, you're like
A beard line?
You're like a little chinchilla.
Where's the beard line?
It's just skin.
I'm going around the.
It's more
I'm guessing around the chin and jaw area. That's.
pronounced than other women. Like
I see. So all right. So you may have a little. You may have a. Maybe you got some kind of tumor that's putting something off or
I
something.
don't believe there's a tumor. What I'm asking is whether there is an endocrine-related draw towards the female species or the appreciation thereof, or whether I should just discount it to some sin I'm supposed to be unaccustomed to.
All right, Bruce. What about people that are producing abnormal amounts of hair?
Okay, androgens are, you have your male and your female hormones. Basically, the balance is different in the normal range, and the amount of hair that you're describing doesn't sound like it's that abnormal. If you went to an endocrinologist, he did the examination and testing that would look for serious causes of excess.
Oh.
Did he do that?
Honey, it's on my chest. It's on my back.
Hold on, I'm
Ooh,
going to
God.
masturbate. Did listen, did the guy run the battery of tests on you? Make sure you didn't have any problem with your thyroid or something?
No, I don't have the money for the test. I don't have
Oh.
it, Adam. I live in the valley. What are you talking about?
Oh, listen, honey, I grew up in the valley. I got money for tests.
Then
What part of the valley you in?
He's got hair on his back, too.
That's right. Backside, that is. What part of the valley you in?
Hollywood on Victory.
North
honey.
Hollywood. Oh, Jesus Christ, you got to get out of there. That's what's putting hair on you. I grew up in North Hollywood. That place is a dump. You know, people sort of wax on poetically about their hometowns. North Hollywood, dump. I recommend everyone get out of it immediately. Please, and especially Victory. What's your cross street?
My cross street Fulton.
No, kill yourself. Forget about leaving. Just kill yourself tonight.
The valley.
Fulton and Victory. Holy Christ, you're right on the border of Van Nuys.
Laughing my hairy dilemma.
Oh my God, North Hollywood Van Nuys border. It's really, I swear to Christ, North Hollywood and Van Nuys, the border of that, it'd be like if you could get Guadalajara up against Beirut. If there somehow was a border between those two cities, that's what that would be like.
So she's in a high stress
Just
situation.
kill herself. Yeah, no, forget about the endocrinologist. Just kill yourself. Don't even move. They'll find your body. They'll move it later. The hair will fall out after you stop breathing, right?
I was trying to understand exactly what the question was.
I don't know. She went to an endocrinologist, but she didn't have money for tests. She has
personality.
In my
hirsutism.
uneducated
Yes.
opinion, I would say that just because you have hair or no hair does not mean you're going to be in love with one sex more than the other.
Right,
I don't think
that's
they have
the
any
part I was trying to-
correlation.
Okay, but go to a specialist. Go to, listen, hold on. Melissa, go down to County USC. Go to some county college.
Assuming that I'm prescribing my own situation just due to an abnormally hairy condition. That would be negating my intelligence as a human being.
Have you become more aggressive recently, along with the hair or any other?
Testosterone is a drug, just the same as anything else.
Thank you.
Do you have any?
Ooh. Hey, Melissa.
Follow up with your doctor.
Listen, the hair may be it may be a symptom of something that's wrong with you. You should go get yourself checked out. Okay.
Okay.
All right.
What?
All right. Get yourself checked out, and whatever it is you're doing, stop it. It's not working. That's my point. I don't know what you're doing. Stop doing it. I don't know if she's praying. I don't know if she's drinking. Whatever it is, it's not working out for her. Got to get out of North Hollywood.
We should get a Loveline tricorder like on.
She said she was on around Victory and Fulton, and that's even people live in North Hollywood even make fun of that area of North Hollywood. That is crap Hollywood over there. Sean.
Oh.
Yes, you're 17. What's up?
Nothing much. I just wanted to say, man, you're freaking cool.
All right, thank you.
Yeah, and Bruce, I like you better than Dr. Drew.
Really? That's the first time I've ever heard that, and he's been filling in for 4 years.
Let's talk about Adam's poor judgment in certain situations. Okay, Sean.
Dare you. What's up there, Sean?
Right. Well, I had this ex-girlfriend, right? And every time I'd go down on her, I would nearly vomit.
But you didn't vomit, right?
One time I did.
One time?
No, you didn't.
Where did you vomit?
Where did I vomit?
Where?
Between her legs.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
I bet she loved it.
That's
It felt great for her.
10 years of therapy for her. Oh, my God, but that does. How old is she?
She was 15.
Oh, you know what that does to a 15-year-old girl?
So what was wrong? What
Ruined.
was wrong with her or
What
you?
made you vomit?
Well, I mean, it's not like the normal smell. I mean, this stuff smelled like...
Oh.
All right.
Like...
We understand, but listen...
Diflucan. Right, Doc?
Very good, yeah.
You have a new girlfriend now, right?
No, I'm single.
Okay. Well, listen, the next one you find won't smell that bad.
Well, I was just kind of curious what would cause something that god-awful.
Yeah, he's got post-traumatic stress disorder on top of it.
He's like a Vietnam veteran.
Yeah.
Listen, she could have had some kind of infection.
Right.
God only knows. And listen, as you get older, you develop a taste for that.
Oh.
No, but let me explain for a
Let's not hear
second.
any sushi analogies now.
No, okay, but that's not a bad not a bad analogy. Here's what I'm saying. You take a guy who's 15, 16, 17 years old. You give him a little caviar, he'll spit it right out, right?
Sure.
You give him a nice Cuban cigar, he's going to throw up. You give him a shot of beautiful brandy, he's going to spit that back out in your face. All good things. I mean, expensive things, sought-after things, right? No good at 15, 16. But you give that same guy 35, that brandy, that caviar, that Cuban cigar, he's all over it. He's spending hundreds, thousands of dollars to get some of that brandy, that cigar. That's an acquired taste. Vagina, same thing.
What if
you
he
get
goes-
into it as you get
What if he goes
older.
to your
My
house?
guess is that she probably had an infection or something. I mean,
That may be possible, but also you do develop a sort of
acquired
taste for
taste.
it.
You're
Acquired
saying?
taste.
I see
yeah.
what you're
Are
saying.
you sure it was the vagina?
Have you acquired
I think it was,
taste
yeah.
for the rotting food in your refrigerator at your house? I mean, is that another analogy we can use?
Are you saying that
I
when
don't
you were
enjoy
younger-
it, but I will eat it. Yes.
When you
thank
were younger,
like
you,
rancid meat, things like that.
You
Yeah.
thought it was bad, and now you're,
Well,
excited about it all?
here's what I'm saying. I didn't like, for instance, beer. When I was 15, I had to close my eyes and chug it down. Now I'm an alcoholic. Do you know what I'm saying?
But you didn't answer my question.
Oh, you're talking about vagina?
Yes.
Yeah.
Specifically, just what you were telling him.
I'll tell you, as the years have worn on, I've become more and more accustomed to it. Now even I would say I love it now. Yeah.
But you were saying you were freaked out as much as he was, maybe when you first
No,
started?
but I didn't do too much of that at too early an age, so I don't really know. I mean, I'm sure if I'd had one in my mouth at 14, 15 years old, I may have had some reaction, but I didn't consistently have vagina in my mouth until maybe I was like 19 or something. Sporadic.
How old was he
Something
again?
sporadic. He was 17.
I
And he's
see.
about that age where he should start sort of growing out of that. And I'm not saying she didn't have
For
a
all
problem.
we know, she could have.
But you don't throw up when you get older. You work that out.
But
You do what I do. You know the stuff the coroner uses when they pull the body out of the swamp, that little stuff they put on their upper lip, like
Yeah.
in Silence
Oh,
of the
that's
Lambs?
Oil of
so
wintergreen.
wrong.
Yeah, I
Stop.
put a little shot of
That's
that
just
on the upper lip
wrong.
before I get down there.
That's wrong.
The chicks like to mentholate them.
And I wonder
it
if you
all
smell like
works out.
roses anyway.
That's a good point. That's a very good point. Thankfully, I talc up before
we
the
women
day.
have to hold our nose.
Yeah, you're right.
The important thing for everybody to understand is that, as you mentioned, it can be an infection. A pelvic exam is extremely important.
Well, it's all water under the bridge now because they've long since broken up.
Oh my God.
Mike? Caller who goes by the name Mike. You're 17. Our callers are so stoned they use a fake name and then they don't respond to it. Happens every night. Mike, what's up?
Well, I masturbate and I got warts on my hands, and I was wondering if you guys could tell me if that's what causes it, or.
Mike, you've come to the master of the masturbation universe, Adam Carolla. Go ahead, Adam.
All right. I'm going to take a quick break here, Mike, all right? I got to masturbate because now you brought it up. And my rule is if someone brings up masturbation, I have to masturbate within 2 minutes.
I'm sorry,
That's my new plan.
I think I'll take a walk.
So, Mike,
want to watch?
I'm going to go have myself in the bathroom, okay? All right. Yeah, just hang on, and we'll answer that question, all right?
Okay.
All right. William and Charlotte are both here from Beggars and Choosers. Showtime, Tuesday nights, 10 o'clock. We'll take a little break, and we'll be back after this. Yep, it is Loveline. I'm Adam Carolla. I'm everywhere, everyone. That is Dr. Bruce over there. Dr. Bruce is filling in for Dr. Drew, who'll be back in here in just a few short days. Dr. Bruce, somebody dropped a nickel in Poughkeepsie, and Drew hopped on the first plane and went over there to go pick it up. He is such a whore, Dr. Drew. Oh, my God, is he a whore. Anywhere. Listen, you want Dr. Drew to come to your party, give him $10. He'll be there. Forget about the show. He's going to be there.
To change the subject, can I ask you one question?
Mm-hmm.
I was like having a nightmare the other night. I was watching TV, dozed off, and I woke up and you were on Conan.
Yes, that was true.
You know what karma is?
Horrible experience.
It's like for every time you've made fun of me for being nervous or choking up.
Why was it horrible? Why were you so nervous?
Oh, I wasn't nervous at all. It was just, it wasn't a great outing. But what were you saying, Bruce? What was your impression of it? Go ahead.
No, it didn't seem like you were excited to be there.
Oh, the audience was god awful. They hated me.
Right. Something was going on between you. I couldn't tell, but
something was going on between me and the audience. It was not a good thing.
And
it's basically how it went.
It looked like you'd flown there. You're going to fly back, and you wanted to get out of there as quickly as possible.
Well,
it just didn't seem like a real happy.
Conan was not that great, and the audience sucked, and I was just mad at the audience.
Why?
So my deal was like, screw you. Because I came on there and I was just doing some jokes and some I don't know, I don't even know what the hell I was doing.
Did you have it prepared?
Well, they give you they basically do a pre-interview, and you have some sort of beats, some notions of what you're going to be talking about before you go on these shows. Let me explain to everyone, by the way, because I love just I'll give everyone a little peek behind the curtain of Hollywood here. All these shows that you do, whether it's Letterman or Leno or Conan or whatever it is, any show, they have producers, segment producers. Every guest you see on one of these shows is produced. You guys have done this, I'm sure. You know how it works. And they work the hell out of you. And they want to know everything that you're going to say on their show.
But make it look impromptu.
Right. So Conan sits up there and he says, how was the flight? And you go, oh, let me tell you about that flight. And then you do 5 minutes on airplane food. And then he says, and what's your family think about your recent success? Well, don't get me started on the family, Conan, but it's all been worked out in advance. And that's why some of this stuff comes up a little flat, to tell you the truth, because they're so worried. Those segment producers are so fearful for their job and so worried that segment's not going to work out that they basically run the thing dry before you even get out there. And what happens with the hosts, especially if they're not the most skilled, is all they're doing is reloading their next question. They're never in the moment. They're never listening to you. They're never having to listen to you. They're never having to have a dialogue with you. They're just reloading. They fire the question, how is the flight over? Now they're in the reloading process. You're talking, and all it sounds like to them is blah, 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 blah,
that
blah,
kind of
blah.
stuff is hilarious, and that's the kind of stuff we make fun of on our show. All the make-believe stuff that goes behind to make it all look, real and impromptu, and it's all mainly a lie.
It drives me insane. I wish they would just let people who know how to talk get up there and just talk. And I wish the host would just sort of join in and go down some road and see where it goes.
It was like there was a conveyor belt, and it could have been you coming out. It could have been Bob Hope.
He was just sitting there conveying the questions, and the audience, who I couldn't stand, was not picking up with what I was putting down. So I turned on them and called them idiots. Halfway
something
into
about
it.
women and misogyny.
I just had an ass full of that audience.
Insulted everyone's
Conan audience.
I think you called them stupid lesbians.
And let me also set something straight here too. Speaking of Tom Shales, I brought that review. They said any bad reviews for the man? Bad reviews for the Man Show, and I said I got a great one by Tom Shales from the Washington Post, and I brought it, and they said because they're pussies, do not bring up Tom Shales' name on our show. Tom Shales just gave Conan a good review after giving him bad reviews, and we don't want to piss him off.
So you did.
And I went up there and I said, okay, I'll not bring up the guy's name. I said, this is a review from the Washington Post. And then I said the guy was a big, fat blowhard, They then, when I saw it that night, cut out the part about the Washington Post, and they just went right halfway into the review. It was almost a non sequitur. They're such pussies. They're so scared of what Tom Shales is going to do to them over there. And, this business.
They may be hanging by a thread.
Ass full of all of you, believe me. And listen, any of you, and people always say to me all the time, and I know people have had an ass full of me too, aren't you worried about Conan? Aren't you worried about Tom Shales? Aren't you worried about this? Aren't you worried about that? Kiss my ass, all of you. Right now, I could give a rat's ass about all you people. You think you're going to hurt my career? Go ahead. Bring it on, brother, you pussies.
Would you say that if they gave you a great review and said how handsome you were and how fabulous
I'd
you were?
still say, bring it on. You can do nothing to me because I'm better than all you
One
pussies.
piece of advice, that suit.
Just let it out.
Thank you.
Lose that suit.
Oh, shut up, Bruce. I've had enough of you. When's Drew coming back? Mike?
Yeah.
All right, so you're 17. You have warts on your hand. You're worried you're going to transfer those warts to your penis, right?
I'm not worried about that. I'm just wondering if masturbation is what caused the warts.
On your hands?
Yes.
Yes, that and blindness.
Well, no. Masturbation does not cause blindness or loss of hearing.
No, but what about warts? It does cause warts on the hands.
Something does.
Yeah, I know. And something causes planes to fall out of the sky every once in a while, too. You think that's masturbation?
A lot of planes falling.
All right, listen here, you jack off. I've had enough of him. That's a non-question. Bruce, pick another call here, please. I'm very fired up tonight, as you can see.
Let me just...
He didn't care. That wasn't his question.
Okay,
he was just talking.
Warts, genital warts are so common, and it is such a problem, and it has been linked to cervical cancer. So it is important to mention that.
He's not talking about
genital.
I understand that. It is theoretically possible for these warts to go back and forth from hands from different parts of the body. It theoretically
doesn't happen, though.
Right.
Never
probably,
heard about it.
Probably doesn't happen. But
warts, you can get them lasered right off.
You don't
really,
see
Billy?
the viruses are incorporated into the genome, into the chromosome. You don't really see most of the warts. So that's another great reason to use condoms. The secretions from sexual secretions have these viruses. Okay,
please do your job.
Just get yourself checked out, is what I say.
Right.
Justin?
Yeah?
You're 18. What's up?
Not much. Just chilling.
All right. Forget about him. He's just chilling. Well, just chill for a little while longer. Brandy?
Hi.
You're 23. What's up with you?
Well, actually, I have a couple of issues.
All right.
I was molested as a child at probably 7 or 8, I think, and it was by an immediate family member.
Which one?
I don't really feel comfortable saying that, but...
Well, it's important, though. It does factor in. Was it an uncle, father, brother?
Older brother.
Okay.
Half-brother who I didn't live with for most of my life.
And how old was he at the time?
Oh, geez, probably 20.
So he's a good 13 years older than you are? I see. Okay, so he was 20 and you were 7.
Uh-huh.
And how long did this go on?
I really honestly don't remember, but I want to think probably about a year or a year and a half, maybe 2.
I see.
Terrible. It's terrible.
All right. And now What's the problem?
Well, my parents were good providers and everything. I always had everything. They weren't there very much on the mental, emotional side.
Right.
When I was about 16 or 17, I had lots of problems, obviously, because of my past. And I started smoking pot, and I probably smoked about an eighth a week or so. And then from about 19 to 22, I smoked about an eighth every 2 or 3 days.
All right.
And
Hey,
right now,
Brandy, hold on a second. We got to take a quick break, all right?
Okay.
All right. Your problem is you're smoking too much weed?
Well, I have sexual dysfunction now.
Join the club. Hold on a second. All right?
Uh-huh.
We have to take this break, and then we'll get back.
It's an
and
important
we'll,
call. Yeah, stay with us.
Fix this thing up for you, all right? You'll be good as new when we're done with you, all right?
Okay.
All right, hang on there. We'll take a quick break. We'll be back with Brandy after this.
I'm sure you some crafts.
Hey, what the hell? That's Charlotte Ross and Willie McNamara both here from Beggars and Choosers. Showtime, Tuesday nights at 10 o'clock. Charlotte, what were you saying?
We're negotiating a Hershey bar.
She was saying that Showtime wasn't a great network.
No, I
that's
didn't.
right.
I did
Yeah.
not. I did not.
Listen, let me.
Billy said something, and I'm not getting anything.
I have.
I love Showtime.
Yeah,
we were
I know
just
you
talking during the break about how crappy MTV was,
Right.
and about how crappy Showtime was.
We didn't. No, that's not true.
All right, I may have brought that up.
You brought that up.
Here's what I want to say about everyone, no matter what business you're in, whether you're running a network or running a box factory.
Or if you're Canadian.
And if you're MTV, who's come to me many times and asked me to please stop talking about how crappy they are on interviews and television, radio, and things like that, here's your job, MTV. Don't bother me about what I'm saying about you. All you have to do is not be crappy, and I won't talk bad about you. And it'll solve itself. And Showtime, you do the same thing. Don't worry about putting a spin on everything. Just clean up your own house, right? Less externalizing, more internalizing. That's what we need to do. Take responsibility, all you
We
crappy
should ask
networks.
for your sage advice, Adam.
That's right. Brandy?
Stop, damn it!
Brandy, you're 23.
Yeah.
What's going on?
Well, I was telling
Oh,
you
that's
that.
right. That's right.
Okay.
Molested
This is
at
serious.
7, 20-year-old half-brother did this to you.
Right.
Where's he now? Does he have children?
No, he doesn't have children. He's a loser
Oh,
and
good.
by himself in another state.
Did it get reported? Did he get reported?
No.
Did you go to therapy? Have you talked to anybody about this, a professional?
No.
All right, you must, Brandy. You can't work around this.
It sounds like you understand you're addicted to marijuana, or you were.
You.
Excuse me?
Yeah. What do you do for a living? Are you a stripper?
No, actually, I'm professional. I work in a
Professional stripper?
the
No.
safety industry.
Public safety?
Yeah.
What do? You manufacture seatbelts and helmets?
No, I work with. That's another thing is that I've never, through any of the boyfriends I've ever had, no matter how close to them I was mentally or emotionally or sexually attracted to them, none of them have ever made me have an orgasm, not even during oral sex.
Right, but I mean, you're so far from having to worry about having an orgasm. Your very choice of a boyfriend, your experience in the relationship, all these things are very complex and they're related to what happened to you. And until you just get out of with not being in a relationship, go to therapy, wait 6 or 12 months, work with your therapist, you'll find it's a totally different experience in the relationship, and there is happiness. You can work through this type of thing, but it is related to what happened to you, and it's not an excuse, and it is something that you'll benefit greatly from going to see somebody.
Hey, Brandy?
Right.
Brandy, listen to me. You don't have a choice. You really don't.
Are you afraid to go?
You have to see a therapist.
Are you afraid to see somebody?
I'm afraid to go. I work a lot, and most
No.
of the time it's been money related. I haven't.
I know, but listen, you have enough money to do this. If you want to do it, you'll do it.
Oh, I know. I've looked into lots of programs, and
All right.
one just recently that is kind of on a sliding fee scale.
Good. Do it. That's it. All the other problems aren't worth talking about
Well,
right now.
there's 12-step programs
Right.
that are free.
And that's a good point, because addictions are a primary problem once they start. This doesn't mean that if you get therapy for the molestation and you work on relationship problems, the addiction will go away. Addiction is now another primary problem you have, and you have to address that also. But that's not bad news, that's good news. It means there are more answers to your
All right.
situation.
Listen, I've said it 1,000 times. My dad missed a couple of Pop Warner football games. I'm going to therapy.
Yeah,
you
well.
know what I'm saying? If I was molested, I'd be doing the show from the therapist's office. We'd put ISDN line in there. I'd be lying on the sofa with a microphone. You have to. If this kind of thing happened to you for this period of time by 20-year-old when you were 7 years old, you have to do it. Otherwise, it will run your life, every relationship, everything. That's it. You have no choice. Jason?
Yes?
You're 17. What's up?
This is Adam.
Yes.
Hey, Adam, can I say one short thing, then you can answer my question?
All right, but no cussing, please.
I don't cuss that much.
Okay. Good to know.
The Man Show,
Yes.
but once we had, like, I'm from Maryland, and our power went out, our cable, and I missed the Man Show, and I'm all pissed off.
Oh, that what went out tonight?
Yes.
Oh, you missed us over at Snoop Dogg's house getting stoned with him.
Snoop Dogg's my idol.
Oh, you would have loved tonight's show.
I know.
You'll need therapy later on if you miss that show.
Not me.
All right, thanks, Jason. Now, what's your question?
Okay, once I masturbate 26 times.
26 times in what period of time?
Like 6 times a month. 6 times a day.
6 times a day.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, that's
terrific.
Quite a pace you're on there.
In private, of course.
Hey.
You're making a serious run at my indoor record.
Well, the Austin twins from Playboys is twins.
Yeah.
I love them. They're hot.
Yeah,
they are.
Yeah, you haven't spoken to them. That's why I think they're hot.
Like the Juggies too.
Yeah, the Juggies are fine though. I like them. All right, so what's your question, Jason?
Once I masturbate, my skin peels.
I see.
Me too. I do the same thing.
Really? Well, let me get that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hey, do you use lotion, Jason?
You gotta use lotion.
I just use the hand.
No.
Yeah, I see. Yeah.
Squeeze down very, very hard.
All right. Well,
Okay.
take it easy
That's
on
why.
yourself.
Jason, what kind of a dating life do you have? Besides,
He's going out with a couple of models right now, I'm sure. 17, he's jacking himself into oblivion.
No, the
he
question-
lives in Maryland.
I'll ask the question you
Please,
should
he
be
has
asking.
no social life.
when is it a problem? When are you masturbating too much? That's the question you should be asking.
Once I can't get girls, and at the fire department, because I know years you didn't get to be a firefighter.
Fire department, yeah?
Well,
What?
it sounds a little bit excessive, and it sounds like you're pretty focused on this, and it sounds like it may be affecting other things in your life.
Oh God.
All right.
The fire department.
Heard that before.
That's a new one.
Masturbating fireman.
Stop, drop, and whack off. I think that's Jason's.
Hey,
All right, I've had enough of Jason.
Okay.
Someone was, I don't know who was telling me over the weekend, but that stop, drop, and roll thing that you're supposed to do when you're on fire?
Fire, right.
They really need to put the stop in there. You know what I mean? Wouldn't you just figure drop and roll would about cover it?
No,
Do you need to stop?
No, if you keep running, you
Fan
the
the
flames.
flame.
But
you
listen,
fan
when
the
you're
flame.
on fire, you go down and you roll. You
Actually,
don't
no,
stop,
I was in a fire
drop,
accident
and roll.
once, and you get scared and you actually
You
start
run.
running.
Were you on fire?
My arm was on fire. Yeah.
And you started running?
I did, and my mom pushed me down to stop, drop, and roll. And I wish
Yeah,
I
but
had
you didn't stop. She tackled you.
I wish I had stopped on my own. I probably wouldn't have fret. So
How were you freebasing? How did your arm catch on fire?
No, I was. My mom was making cheese fondue in the kitchen, like across from me, and I was in my little pom-pom outfit, and it came over like in a little torch, and the actual fluid got on my arm, and
The sterno fluid that was under the fondue pot?
yes.
Hey, listen, I'm a big fan of fondue, and I don't know
I
what
was too.
napalm.
I've never had it since.
I don't know what happened to
Napalm.
fondue.
Fondue was very big for a while.
Yeah, it was very popular.
70s thing with disco and stuff.
Yeah, fondue. You take like a pot of cheese, you put a little sterno can under it,
Right,
you keep it
bread.
sort
Little
of
bread
molten,
and
then you
thing.
dip a little of that in there.
We have
and
some tomorrow night. Maybe we'll have a little
It sounds good,
retro
doesn't
party.
it?
Yeah, you dip yeah, I'm into that. I'm into that fondue. Yeah.
So stop, drop, and roll. is
Stop,
important.
drop, and roll, everybody.
Okay.
Or just drop and roll. I
No.
don't think you need to stop. Tammy,
It's very important.
you're 17.
I am.
What's up?
Okay, first, I just want to say, Adam, I love you. I've been listening to the show for years.
Oh, thank you.
Okay, now my question is, I see a lot of guys, here and there, whatever. And every time we go out, I always feel like at the end of the date, I always feel obligated to, do whatever, they want to do.
Classy.
Wow.
What do they want to do?
Well, I've never been, they never wanted to have sex or anything, but, making out or, maybe a little farther than that, but...
And you feel obligated because why? They bought you dinner?
Well, not just because I don't know why I feel obligated. I just feel like, okay, they took me out, so, they want to, sit in the car and make out, so I'm going to sit in the car and make out with them because they want to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's not so much that they took you out, but it's that your self-esteem is not in good condition, right? You have trouble saying no to people.
I don't think my self-esteem is that bad. I mean, I think highly of myself.
Right. So, but it sounds like you have pretty good boundaries. I mean, you're not feeling obligated to have sex with everybody you go out with.
Well,
but,
they haven't suggested it, but if they did, she might do it. But you can't assert yourself. You can't say, no, I don't want to do this, right?
I mean, I do have trouble, like, saying no. Like, I don't know. Like, everyone always says, oh, you know, if you want to get respect, you know, you got to say no and hold your ground. But then I'm like, well, if I say no, then, you know.
Well, how often has it happened that you made out with someone you really didn't want to make out with?
Well, a lot. Like, maybe like 10 times or something.
Wow.
No, but, you know, it's really good. You have insight. You're recognizing that there's a problem here in your personality or the way you deal with things, and this is something to work on, and you can avoid bigger problems later on. But it doesn't sound like you have major gaps in your ability to put up boundaries and to do the right thing.
It might be actually harder for you emotionally to string them along ultimately, and it might be easier if you're not really interested to not make out and not continue seeing them. I mean, if you're doing that all the time, are you seeing lots of people at the same time?
I'm seeing probably, like right now, I'm probably seeing like 3 guys.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. Jesus Christ. Hey, you're 17. What are you, Heidi Fleiss? Relax. How many of them do you like? None of them?
Well, okay, that actually was another kind of question that I had is, like, I'm always seeing a lot of guys, but I never have just one. I would really like to just have one.
All right. Well, listen, you're insecure. You need to find one that you like the best and go with that person. All right? Don't date 3 guys.
Okay.
All right?
And it is something you need to work on because it's just like being a victim. People can sniff it out. They can find you in a room of 100 people. And a guy will sense.
William has made a career.
A guy will sense what?
That's right.
A guy will sense that she has a certain type of guy that wants to take advantage. Will find the person he can take advantage of. So as you start saying no and learning to do so and feel comfortable with it, you'll have less of these kind of guys around that want to take advantage of you.
Charlotte, you ever make out with a guy you didn't really want to make out with? Not
I don't
particularly
think so.
interested in.
No.
Never happened.
She'd
No.
slap you around.
Maybe spin the bottle in 8th grade or something.
Yeah, but not after that.
She's the aggressor, I think.
No, I'm not the aggressor. I don't know what
Oh,
makes
she
you
didn't like
think that.
Oh, no, you're very assertive. That's what I should have said.
Jeepers
Yeah.
creepers.
Yeah, you
Gosh.
know what you want in a man, right?
I think so, yeah.
You're not going to waste your time with some clod.
I'd really rather not. I'd like to find the right one, yes.
I see. Yes, me too.
I'm sorry.
Looking for a
Assertive
good
is a
man.
better word. You're assertive. Right?
It's okay. Wait till the break.
Yeah, I've never. What are we going to do during the break? I missed
Nothing.
that. Yeah.
Nothing.
I've never. I don't think I've ever made out with anyone who didn't want to make out with me. They have no difficulty asserting themselves whatsoever.
You're 100% on that one. Huh?
Listen, I get the opposite, and I swear this. I swear it sounds like I'm lying, but here's what I get. I'd like to make out with you. I'm not going to do it. No way.
Because why?
I don't know. There's a whole bevy of reasons. There's really there's more than I can count. But there's like, I'd like to make out with you. I'm not going to do it, though. I'm not.
I respect
get
you
the
too much.
opposite. Yeah. Jesus Christ. Where were all
Are
these
you
girls when I was
deprived?
in high school?
Let's
I think
talk
I
about
am.
you.
I would count myself amongst the deprived. Yes.
Really?
Study the Brillo
Yes,
pad in
I
his
think
head
I would.
first. The
Yeah, look at the hair.
Government studied that. It repels
Brillo
people.
hair.
Here you
Yeah.
go.
Justin,
Yep.
you're 18.
Yep.
What's up?
All right. Like, I come, like, I have an orgasm, right?
Right.
But.
Hold on, let me write
Did he
this
just
down.
call? He sounds like that other guy.
Yeah, I'm the. No.
Okay.
Yeah.
No. Anyway, I
Same
come,
state.
but I don't squirt nothing out, right?
I see.
Both. I can do either or, you know what I'm saying? I can hold.
That's good, right?
Right.
We all try to do that. We try to learn how to do that. That's good. You're
Yep.
lucky.
I hold it back. You know what I'm saying? It still feels good, you know what I mean?
How do you hold it back?
You know what I'm
You don't know?
Well, I know there's a pressure point in your
saying? Is that a good
perineum or
It's a
something
really
under
good
there.
thing. It means you can keep. It's actually a great thing.
What are
It's
you-
good,
What are you
like, if
saying,
you're
Billy? You're saying
camping.
that you go on and on and
Yep,
on?
yep,
Yeah, I
I
had a
can
feeling
do
you
it.
were going to say that.
I can do it.
Really?
Uh-huh.
Hold on. How do
I
you
have
do
dry
that,
orgasms.
William?
You have dry orgasms.
How do you do that though?
You release it a little bit and you get a little bit of the feeling, and you don't let the stuff come out.
But how do you not let it come out?
I don't know. Just maybe it's a muscle.
You let yourself
wait a
do a
minute.
1/10 kind of come, as you're saying?
Yeah.
And
It's
but
called.
you-
It's great. It's a
I
right. Am I
know.
right about this? This is a thing all guys try to do, isn't
I'm
it?
a physician. I learned by observation.
Bruce
You
doesn't know
demonstrate
anything
things.
about this.
He doesn't know
I
it.
know
No,
something about this.
What do you know about it?
Well, here's what I know. There's a couple of things. One is called a retrograde ejaculation, where you take your finger That's right.
Very good.
Oh, yes. Just because I went to junior
Had a few
college
quickies.
before I was put on academic probation. How dare you?
Retrograde.
I'm just
You
kidding.
put your finger in your what I say, your perineum. Is that what that is down there?
Someone tell me what a
between
perineum
And you sit on a bidet.
perineum is perineum is between
It's true. You ever tried that?
No.
scrotum,
Jerk off on a
berg, and
bidet and you turn it
anusville,
up.
basically.
The water shoots up your butt.
No, let
It's
him
great.
finish, please.
Sorry.
Oh, wait, I have one of those bidet toilet
I
seats
do
at
too.
home.
What do you?
Do you have one of those?
Yes.
Yeah.
Wow.
I don't know if there was
I always have
something
one.
you could do with
Like
it.
a case study in ADHD.
But anyway,
William,
you
do you
didn't-
have one of those?
Yes, I
Finish
do.
what you were
Oh
saying.
my God! I
Yeah.
thought I was part of some elite fraternity that got water shot in my ass. It turns out every guy's got a cable show's got one of these toilet seats. Jesus Christ! I feel so cheap now. I'm so humiliated.
So you don't know your bidet trick like Billy does?
Oh,
What
wait
is
a
this thing you're
wait a
talking
minute.
about? What are
Wait,
you talking about?
all right, first
You're
I want to, Bruce, you quiet down over there. First,
not
I want to
doing
talk
anything for
about the
yourself.
bidet. Is it the whole bidet you have, or just the toilet seat?
I have the whole bidet.
Where did you get the whole bidet? You moved into a house that had one?
My mom's an interior decorator, so.
Oh my
She's
God!
an
Your mom is
architectural
gay.
digest all the time.
I
And-
didn't say
see.
she's gay.
And she put a bidet in your house?
Yes.
And you
Oh
enjoy
my
sitting on
God,
this, or what
awesome.
do you do with this?
Well,
Yeah.
yes.
You like those bidets, huh? Adam?
Yeah.
It's good times. Let me explain the bidet, Bruce. As a doctor, certainly you'll appreciate hygiene. I was staying at the Riga Royal over
Yes.
in New York.
Doing a lineup
couple
or
of-
something?
couple of weeks ago.
No, doing a television lineup. That's what put
Yeah,
it.
television lineup. Yeah, so it's over at the Riga Royal. Certain floors at the Riga Royal, which is a nice hotel in New York, have the bidet toilet seat.
Right.
And you sit down on it, the thing's heated, and then there's like a control pad next to you. You're like a jet. You're like a fighter pilot sitting in
Yeah,
that
no,
thing.
you can do it softer. You can do it
Yeah,
pulsing.
and I'm sitting there, so I'm on the pot. I'm sitting there. I didn't bring a magazine, so I'm just kind of looking around, and I look down and I see this keypad, and I'm thinking, what's this thing for? What's going on here? And I see the buttons, hot and cold and pulse and all that. So I press one. Next thing you know, there's water shooting up my ass. And first I was a little startled. Now I'm thinking, hey, this is nice.
Yeah,
I
see?
could go for this.
What are you saying? You got turned on by your bidet?
Well, not turned on per se, but I
you
enjoyed
did.
it.
I can see from your face.
I enjoyed it from a therapeutic standpoint.
I understand. You felt clean. It was kind of like
Yeah,
a
it felt
colonic.
good. And, there's nothing worse than taking a nice shower, getting out of the shower and going, oh, Christ, that chili con carne.
Right.
Jesus Christ. I'm going to get myself all messed
Ew,
up.
you sound
Again, I gotta go back to get in the
You gotta get in
shower.
the shower again.
But
so
the
you hit
bidet-
the bidet toilet.
Yep.
All right, so
That's
I
why.
I told
I never
so
use it that way.
Daniel and
don't have to
Jimmy, who
proverbial
I
fart.
work with at the Man Show, they bought me the toilet seat. You don't need the whole bidet. You can just strap the seat on there. You bolt it on, you plug it in, you
Oh,
get
Yeah,
a water
you can
source.
switch it to the.
Right.
Yeah, it's like $400 or $500. It comes from
Yeah,
Sweden or
yeah,
something.
You can get it heated and.
Yeah, I got mine's heated. Mine has a remote control.
Yeah, I've seen
It's
those.
got a picture of a seal
You're
on it.
into this, aren't
Yeah,
you?
I sit there with that remote on
Maybe
there.
you should take a
it's,
break.
It's a pickup line for
Good
him.
times, yeah. So I recommend the bidet lid if your mom's not an interior decorator.
And the
can't
chicks love it
buff you
too,
out.
right? The chicks love it.
They love it.
They
They're a
love
little
it.
scared, I got to tell you, because the seat, like when people come into my bathroom, they look at the seat and they're like, did your grandmother live here or something? I'm like, no. Why? They see this like oversized seat
Yeah,
that's
it
sort
looks
of like
weird,
it's
but
like
it is pretty cool.
It
isn't
looks sort of medicinal, and it looks like it must have a riser on it for
Yeah.
the people that are having difficulty
No,
moving
it's
around.
pretty high
I don't know,
class,
that's all for me.
You ever wash your hair with the thing? Yeah.
No, but I'll tell you, if I had to, I'd put my head down there. I really would.
I knew it.
And the great part is the anticipation. You hit the button, and it's like, and you're thinking 5, 4, 3.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
This is
Yeah,
unreal.
and you got to shift around to get it right in the sweet spot.
That's
but,
right.
It's good times. Yeah, yeah. Well, as I said to Drew, and Drew always gags when I say this, but it's really, down there. I got a little hair down there, and I told him it's like trying to get peanut butter out of shag carpet.
That's just
I got
wrong.
it,
That's
yeah.
just
I know.
wrong.
Drew hates that. Drew hates that too. It really does.
Try a
He
little
hates it when I bring
trimming
that
or
up. Yeah.
something. That's-
Oh no, I'm okay. No, you'll see later.
How about the gecko in the forest analogy? I like that one.
No, I don't remember that one. But listen, I want to talk to William about his retrograde ejaculation here. Now that we've opened up with the bidet. Now you masturbate.
No,
or
not
no,
masturbation.
sex.
No, I don't
I'm
masturbate.
sorry.
I never
I'm sorry.
masturbate.
Oh, you don't?
No.
Okay,
You
get
just
out of
said
here.
you
I've had
did. You
enough
said
of
you just recommended that the guy use some
I
cream
used to
instead of
masturbate. When I was a
barehanded.
teenager, I masturbated. I had very dry
Right.
skin down there.
All right, already.
All right, so now you're having sex. You feel the orgasm coming on. but you're able to contract your muscles in such
Yes.
a way where you actually experience the sensation of the
Yes.
orgasm, but none of your vital seed spills
Right.
out, right? And therefore, you can keep your erection and continue with the sex.
Right.
Right?
But it's not for me. It makes the girl feel
For the
great.
hooker, right?
For the hooker, you got it.
It's for the girl. Right.
It's for
You
the
can keep
girl.
going.
He's
Yeah,
being
keep-
serious.
No, not that you can keep going. Not that. The girl thinks she's giving you 2, 3, 4. You pretend like you're having an orgasm. And she thinks
Well,
you're
you
giving-
are. I mean,
and-
essentially.
Well, I guess so.
Now, do you work these muscles out, like with the tantric sex stuff, or is it just something you can do?
Just something I could do. I've always been able to do that. I don't know.
I feel a website and an infomercial coming on.
I really do, true. All right, we're going to take ourselves a little break. When we come back, we'll speak to Gino, who's 17, sexually active, wants to know if the gynecologist can tell. We'll see if he can dust for semen after this. It is Loveline. I'm Adam Carolla. That is Dr. Bruce over to my left. That'd be to your right if you're facing the radio. Dr. Bruce is board certified. Don't worry about it. Right?
Beauty and the Beast. If they can see
to,
in here, they just
instill a little
amazed.
confidence in the kiddies. William McNamara and Charlotte Ross are our guests tonight from Beggars and Choosers. Showtime on Tuesday nights, everybody, 10 o'clock. And you want to get a little glimpse of Hollywood and the inner workings of it, you will tune in Tuesday night at 10 o'clock. Of course, you can have the radio on at the same time.
Plethora of masturbation calls tonight.
All right. I don't know what's up with this.
Adam got the word out.
Something's
Favorite
up.
activity.
Something's up with this
Call
phone.
and tell.
All right. Gina,
Hi.
you're 17. What's going on?
Can I first say that I think you are so awesome, Adam?
Oh, thanks.
I love you.
Thank
okay. you. Sexually active, and I want to know if I go to the gynecologist, will she be able to tell? Like, will she tell my parents?
That's all you want her to tell.
No.
Now, well, your hymen may be broken, right? So she might know you're not a virgin, although, as we discussed earlier in the evening, that could be gone anyway.
Okay.
What state are you in?
What do you mean?
What state do you live in? Where are you at?
California.
Okay. Is there some sort of pipeline of information between your gynecologist and your parents, or do you imagine that to be so?
Well, no, I mean, like, if my mom goes with me.
Okay, look, you're 17. If you were 14, I'd say this. You need to go in alone. You need to have confidentiality. You're doing adult things. You need to do it in an adult way. And I'm not yelling at you. This is something you really need to practice and feel comfortable with.
Well, what'd she say to her mom when her mom wants to go with her to the gynecologist?
Say, Mom, I'm 17, and I want to talk to the gynecologist alone. Boop. Mom will understand.
Mom's not in the room during the examination, though, is she?
Holding your hand.
Oh, I don't know.
No.
You've never had one?
I've never been before.
Oh, you've never been to the gynecologist? Yeah, you will be able to discuss whatever you want to discuss in a confidential manner with your gynecologist, and your mom's not going to be in the room.
Okay.
She'll be reading Road and Track in the waiting room.
No, and she's
All right?
not going to assume you're having sex just because you want to.
Young Ho, I think, is one of the ones I've seen floating around the gynecologist. Asian Bride, I think, was also another one I'd seen over there. Jordan?
Yeah.
You're 17.
Yeah.
What's up? That'd be great, though. Wouldn't it be great to spread a bunch of your own mock magazines around the gynecologist?
Not in my office.
Teenage Slut, Young Ho.
No,
One would just be called Panty Raid, you know?
You choose all Drew's medical journals. I think.
Jordan?
Yeah.
All right, so 17, what's up?
Yeah. I find it odd that I masturbate with my right hand constantly, and I kind of do it like 3 times a day.
Mm-hmm.
And I find my forearm getting pretty big.
I see. I see. You look like Popeye, right? Yes. All right. That is ridiculous. Let me explain why that's ridiculous. You see guys who are professional tennis players who are holding a racket in their right or left hand for 20 years. They're on the circuit playing for 2 hours every day. Look at their arms. They're the same size. Do you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So here's a guy who's basically swinging a racket or a baseball bat or whatever it is, but especially tennis because they're just using one arm, same size as the other arm. Why is that? Don't tell me whacking off 15 minutes a day is going to make that arm bigger.
Wait a second. But those people are running around. They're getting aerobic exercise. I don't think masturbation's an aerobic exercise.
The point is it's not going to enlarge the muscle mass. If that were true, look, I got skinny forearms. I wouldn't be able to fit into this room if that were true.
I need more information.
You see what I'm saying? I wouldn't be able to touch the steering wheel.
I know exactly what you're saying.
Thank you. All right, you pick another call, would you? He's an idiot.
Here,
that
this
George.
is right down your line again.
Steven?
Yes.
What's up?
I just wanted to know, like, if my penis size was the right size for my age.
Yes, it's right on target. Let me check your chart. Steven, let's see. Yep, it's coming along nicely.
In this case, I agree with Adam.
Made a lot of progress lately. We're proud of you.
Well, I'm 14.
I see. Yes.
It's only like 4 inches.
Oh, Charlotte, don't
That's
laugh.
not me laughing.
Charlotte.
That was so not me.
How dare you
What was
laugh
that,
at
you
him?
guys? Don't put that laugh track
They're
in there.
picking on Charlotte tonight.
Listen now.
I feel your pain,
I'm sure it's a
Charlotte.
wonderful size, and it's only going to get larger.
4 inches.
No, it won't, especially now.
4 inches when it's erect, right?
4 inches and 3/4. You guys didn't let me finish.
Oh, 4 3/4.
What? That'll do it.
You're
Well, there's
damn
not-
near 5, right?
That's great,
Wait a
right?
second. Have you and your friends measured them, and you're the smallest, or what? How'd you get concerned about this?
Certain friends that we talk about that's the same size, but I know certain friends where I've seen them measure it where it's like over 6.
I see. Not
And
bad.
You know what? These guys, they're happy now and they're larger now, but you'll catch up, I promise.
That's
so,
right.
so young men keep growing until what age, really, in that
45
area?
or 50. I mean,
One can hope.
Really?
Steven.
I'm due for a spurt any day now. I feel one coming.
Get
on.
rid of them tweezers and microscopes.
Oh, how dare you? No, listen.
dormitory.
Your penis as a male does the majority of its growing when you hit puberty, right? So this guy's 14. He's just coming into puberty.
His voice hasn't even changed.
His growth is going to be going on between like 14 and 18, and then after that, he may squeeze a
Those
little
boys
out,
don't-
but not much.
But the ones with the 6 inch, they're going to really fly up.
Well, on the other hand,
they're going to be popular.
They may just slow down.
6 at 14.
Yeah. Okay, here's. I was saying to Drew last week, there's a certain age that all men measure their penis, and I think it's between like 14 and 17, and then you don't measure it again. I mean, I remember measuring my
Really?
penis when I was like 15 or
That is
16, and
so
I've
funny.
never done it again. And I've,
He
as
gets
a
the
carpenter,
girls.
I worked around
You're
a
just
tape
assuming
measure
that it's
every day.
grown miles since then, that's all.
Well, my new measuring technique, which,
$1 bill.
it sounds
right?
convenient.
A dollar bill
No.
is 6 inches. So if you're
No.
bigger than $1 you're doing okay.
Is it?
Here
Yeah.
it is. Here it
Oh,
is.
God.
William, you're going to appreciate this. You can do this when you get home. Here's my new technique. Center of the anus to just beyond the tip. That's my new technique. Just past the tip. Just past. All right.
Can I say something to Steve?
No, you can't.
Okay.
He's fine. He's fine.
Yeah,
he's 5
that's
inches.
it. That's right.
He's almost 5 inches, and the
So would you say
average
that
is
he's
not.
normal?
Yes,
Yeah.
the average is not 6 inches, according to experts. It's like 5.3 or something like that. So everyone uses
thank
6.
God.
So he's ahead of the game.
He's doing fine. He'll be a porn star by the time he's 17.
Every 14-year-old, when it gets cold or they go in the cold water and it shrivels up there, it's like, oh my God, this is abnormal. It's a normal worrying thing. 14 years old, 15 years
It's
old.
getting too cathartic now, Bruce. Okay. Quiet down. Melissa,
Yes.
you're 23.
Uh-huh.
What's up?
I have a question. Me and my boyfriend got in an argument earlier this evening about women and having orgasms. He was saying that he believes that all women orgasm in different ways, and I was saying that pretty much women orgasm with just like pressure on the clitoris.
Yeah.
I was just wondering which one of us was right.
Well, you're both retards. That's first off.
No,
I'd love to
no,
be
no.
fly on the wall for that hellacious argument. Well, there's some women orgasm through clitoral stimulation. Others do it through like some vaginal stimulation.
Really?
Right.
Technically,
Yeah, the nerves are
Charlotte, but
different.
let Charlotte chime in.
let's
She
let the
has
doctor.
a vagina.
Let's let the doctor.
We know what I'm saying, right?
Because I know nothing.
Yeah, I mean,
I doubt that very much. We have an expert here, but she's silent on this topic. Melissa, the truth
I don't
is,
even understand her question
Well,
exactly,
she-
though.
I think
Explain
that
about the G-spot.
Oh,
Right.
yeah. Yeah, that G-spot.
Yeah, so there. Well, go ahead, doctor.
Okay, it's just a basic disagreement. Was it your husband saying that the clitoris is the
Boyfriend.
only way?
Boyfriend.
Okay, well.
no, I was. I wasn't saying it was the only way. I was saying it was the majority of women
Yes.
have orgasms through clitoris.
Yeah, and
Overwhelming.
there are women that never have orgasms. I mean, they have sex, it feels
I know
good.
mo-
And
I know a lot of them.
But they're
Yep.
all right.
Dated them too.
you have lots of nerve endings down there. I mean, as far as getting technical and worrying about it, it's what feels good to you. There are people that have some people call it the G spot, an area inside the vagina and the vaginal wall where, when stimulated,
That's
an
never been
orgasm
proven,
can
though.
start.
That's just a myth.
No, it
Well,
hasn't.
no, there's
I
nerve-
saw
It's a myth.
something on
Increased
Discovery
concentration.
recently.
That's never been
about,
proven.
Really?
Discovery
I
Channel,
was
yes.
flipping channels and I saw something
Just
on
like the
Discovery about specifically about female orgasms, and they showed what the G spot is, and it's actually a physical
Right.
thing that's in the body,
Right.
and that it's easily found in different positions.
Where would
specifically.
one find that?
Well, Adam, I'm not really sure, but I know that it's
You know it's there.
It's in there, and some women have a lot easier time from intercourse alone than others, and some
Oh, yes.
can't seem
Oh,
to
I know.
find
You go at it all night.
So you're
nothing.
saying you don't find it very often?
No, listen. I know. Let me tell you where I know where the G spot is. You go in, and then you hook and go up a little bit.
That's pretty close.
That's
I
why-
love your little.
Yeah,
I wish
the
you
hook.
could see Adam's finger he's showing us right now. But
Yeah, that's-
I think that's correct from the Discovery Channel show that I saw.
Yeah,
But you used to just use 2 fingers and do that when you get up there. So
Yeah, I
like
knew
you're
Billy-
swimming.
Ooh. Yeah. See, I use my cane normally.
Is that your fisting?
Oh,
But
how
I think
dare you!
the
Okay.
more she has intercourse, maybe the more she can experiment and find out if there's other ways.
Yeah, have lots of intercourse.
Is there anything underlying the argument? Melissa, was this
Oh,
a
I
real
know why.
argument? Or,
because you have to masturbate when you guys have sex, right?
Oh, hold on a second. Hey, Bruce, how long you going to talk to the screen when it's not lit up there? You understand the concept of how it turns red and lights up?
Melissa,
when we're
pick on me, huh?
Talking to him.
Belittle
Well, no,
me.
listen. Keep talking to Melissa. Go ahead.
Your own insecurities.
See that?
making
Do you see how it goes? Yeah,
All
look.
right.
There it
Why
is.
don't you just turn?
Oh,
Melissa.
forget it. All right,
Hello?
Melissa, you're right. He's wrong. Everyone's wrong. You're always right. Okay.
Well, that's all I need to know.
That's all you need to know. Okay.
Semen around.
Alex.
But that's not
Yes.
I know, but
Listen,
who
he's in
cares?
control. It's the.
No, go ahead.
Alex,
Madman.
you're
Be in
24.
control.
Adam,
Yes.
I've been going out with this girl for about a year and a half.
Mm-hmm.
I'm crazy about her. Except there's just one thing sexually that I think is a small barrier.
Yes.
When she's giving me a blowjob, when it's time for me to orgasm, she finishes off with her hand.
I see.
I hate that.
She has an aversion. And, I mean, it's not that I want to try to be selfish or complain, but it's a pleasure that I've learned to enjoy over the years. And I want to stay with this girl.
Right.
Get over this hump.
Yes.
You'd like her to
If you make a lot of money, she'll swallow.
I don't even want her to swallow.
What, ew. What do you want?
You want her to retain it.
I want to be able to come in her mouth.
That's right.
You're a selfish man.
Well, what you want is you don't want to be interrupted.
Exactly.
It's like your mom's banging on the door asking what you're doing, right? Right when you're in the middle of
How do you
whacking
feel
off in
about
high
that,
school.
Adam?
Well, let me explain. I have Alex. Hold on a second. I have strong feelings about
I
this
had a feeling.
particular subject. I enjoy a good BJ. I really do. I'm not going to make any bones about it. A lot of guys, pardon the pun, a lot of guys don't enjoy it. I mean, all guys do enjoy it to some degree, but I really enjoy it.
Okay.
That is my bread and my
No matter
butter,
how
Bruce.
it's finished off, you're saying?
No. I mean, yeah. Listen, anytime
You're not picky,
if
you're
a woman
saying.
does that, God bless her. You know what I mean? I'm never going to criticize a woman for doing that to me because, good or bad, that's effort. And
There are sexually transmitted diseases nowadays, by the way.
Oh yeah, I know. That's
That
why
could
I'm
be something to think about, calling me crazy.
Oh yes,
Not
there
in the
are.
mouth.
What are you talking
All right,
about?
listen. Let's not go down. Let's not go
Don't
down
tell
that
girls
road.
that.
Let me just explain explain to you women
Anyway,
how this works.
Back to what you really like.
Okay, so here's the problem, and we haven't touched on this in a little while, which is everyone says, does she swallow? And guys refer to it as swallowing, and girls refer to it as swallowing, and it's a misnomer because
Why?
the reality is guys don't care if you swallow; they just don't want to be interrupted right when they're having the orgasm. Now,
I don't like them to spit it out.
So
I
you're
don't
saying-
care if they.
Well,
but
really,
listen,
that's
if you had your
but
choice
you're saying
between,
you're happy as long as the mouth is still there and whether she's swallowing or not. You're saying. As
I'm
long as she's not
saying
interrupting
here's
you and
here's
You
the
don't care what they do with it.
Here's
that's
the deal. Shut Bruce's mic off. I've had an ass full of Bruce tonight. I don't know how we're going to make it through the next couple of nights. Here's the deal. I truly don't, Bruce. Here's the deal. You get yourself a BJ, right? Everything's going great, and then you get to that moment of ecstasy, and there's that sort of 4 or 5 seconds where you're really, all the work of the evening is built into that 1 4 5 seconds, and it's during that 1 4 5 seconds where there's an interruption. And it's like ruined. It's like you're building to this great crescendo, and right when the guy is supposed to clank the cymbals together, he drops one, and it goes rolling off the edge of the stage. Right at the big crescendo. And so all we're asking for as guys is not to have that crescendo interrupted.
Right.
Now,
and how would it not be interrupted specifically?
The way it would not be interrupted is to keep going, receive the semen in your mouth, and then just go spit it out in a potted plant, in the sink, on the comforter, on the dog.
It's really good for you.
Whatever it is.
Really?
Well,
it's very high in protein.
I'm not going to try to sell that rap. But
it's like colostrum. It's good for flus and colds. It really is.
All right, good to know.
It's very high in protein.
But
right?
whatever you do with it, just don't stop. Now, if you don't want to swallow it, fantastic. That's fine. I wouldn't swallow it either. I absolutely would not. I don't blame a woman for not swallowing it. But you can... Listen, in the war, they would siphon gas by putting a hose in their mouth and sucking on a tank, and they'd get a mouthful of gas, and they'd spit it out, and they'd put it in the next tank, you know? You can do it. You can take a chug off some milk that's bad in the refrigerator. You can make it to the sink and then spit it out. You don't have to swallow it. You don't have to spit it out back in the refrigerator.
That's true, but I think there are guys out there that
all I'm
can
saying
handle that crucial
is
point a little differently
just
than you can.
stay with it. Then you get the stuff in your mouth. Then you just go spit it out in the sink, and you rinse your mouth out, and everything's good again.
Do you demonstrate for your girlfriends? Or?
Yeah, I could do that. Get it out, Bruce. I'll show you right now. So that's all we want is we don't want the interruption. And once it's out of us, I don't care where it goes.
Yep.
Right. Thank you.
Wait, can we
That's what we want
address
to
his...
say. No, we're taking a break. I told him he's got to tell her that. Because here's the problem.
We don't know if he already talked.
Shut up. Here's what guys think. Guys tell women, you got to swallow for me, baby. And girls are like, I don't want to swallow that crap.
I think if they
It's
did exactly
rancid.
what you're talking about, they'd be happy because they wouldn't know the difference whether she's swallowing it or not.
Right. And they don't want, when they say swallow, they mean
just get it in
stay
your mouth
with
and
it.
never
They,
stop.
yes, they don't mean swallow it. And that's why I would never say swallow, because if you say swallow, they go, no, I'm not going to swallow.
And
Just
you
stick
yourself
with it.
can't even
I hate when they
imagine
spit it back
Just-
out on the bed and gets on your sheets.
Just
I hate that.
Write it out. That's all I'm saying. All right, we'll take ourselves a little break. We'll be back. All right. It is Loveline. I'm Adam Carolla. That is Dr. Bruce over there. Willie McNamara and Charlotte Ross are our guests tonight. Beggars and Choosers, Showtime, Tuesdays, 10 o'clock.
Buggers and losers.
Check it out. All right. So, Brandon Tartikoff, it was really his last project, and he's such a great guy. He really is. So, you owe it to Brandon, who's no longer with us.
And his
to,
widow, Lily
go with
Tartikoff,
us.
is one of our exec producers.
Oh, she is.
Lily Tartikoff.
Yeah.
All right. And how's his daughter now? She recovered from this car accident that happened many years ago
I think
we were
mostly
talking
yes,
about?
but they don't talk about it a lot. But I think she has recovered a lot.
Don?
Yeah.
You're 30?
Yeah.
What's up?
It's good to talk to you guys. I finally got through, and you guys have a great show.
Thanks.
I've been currently taking Lithium as generic Lithobid for 12 months, and I guess this goes to Dr. Drew. I'm not sure. I wanted to know, what are some dangers of taking it? And my doctor explained to me all the side effects, and I've been on it for since last June of '99.
Bruce will.
So you have
answer that for
bipolar
you.
disorder?
Yeah.
Okay, and lithium is still the most effective drug for a very extreme form of bipolar disorder. For more mild forms, there are other medications that work. It has a very narrow, what you call toxic therapeutic ratio. So if you get a little bit higher than the level which you measure in the blood, you get into trouble real quickly. Some drugs you can take more than you should. You don't even measure blood levels, and there's not much to worry about. With lithium, you can get into trouble real fast. And it actually replaces sodium. It's very similar to the sodium molecule in places it goes in the body. People get diarrhea, they get dizzy, they get seizures, they get into all kinds of problems very quickly. So when you're taking it, you generally have the blood levels checked on a very regular basis, and your doctor will tell you if you just start not feeling right, you need to come in right away, and that's one of the first things to be checked.
All right, Don?
Yeah, I've been just one more thing. I've been taking blood tests every 3 months, and my lithium level is 0.5, which is very low, but I can't seem to take any more because then I start getting the gnarly side effects.
Right. So that's commonly what happens. They'd rather keep it low than get into the toxic range because very, very little bit over the.
What about switching to another drug?
Yeah. Yeah, have you talked to your doctor about, I don't know, do you get real psychotic when you get hyper in the hyper phase of your bipolar disorder? Do you get really super depressed when do you have very violent swings, or is it just a mild form of bipolar disorder? You still there? Okay.
I put him on hold, Bruce. See, the screen... See, let me explain the screen to you, Bruce. I know you've only done a show 45 times. See how it turns red when they're on?
You know, all the interesting people in here,
blue.
and you're choosing humor,
But
making fun
Bruce,
of me.
you're looking at the screen. You see the it's red?
No, I was actually looking for the next call, bonehead. I'm researching.
But okay, you guys take a look at the screen.
wow.
Now watch. You see, when I put them on, it turns red.
That's cool.
And when I put them on hold, it goes back to blue.
That's tricky.
And it says hold, and it flashes,
What's
and
the
then
tricky thing?
I
I
go,
don't
and the
get it.
whole box turns red.
Right.
Yeah. Okay. Hey, Don. I don't know. Whatever Bruce said to you, do you do that?
Yeah.
Okay. Fair enough. Bruce, you're staring right at the screen while you're talking to him. I'm just waiting. That's all.
He is a world-class dick.
Adam, you are. I agree with Drew. All right.
All right.
Next call.
Really? All right. So, what did you ask though, Don? I don't want to go to hell that fast. What did you?
I think.
What did you say to him? Is he okay? I mean, he's in good hands, right? His
Right.
doctors are taking care of him.
Yes.
All right. Listen to your doctors. There you go. Julie,
Yeah.
you're 17.
Uh-huh.
What's up?
My ex-boyfriend, the farthest we've gone was dry sex.
I see. Yes, I've done that.
Yeah, I got turned on, but with my ex-boyfriend, we've gone all the way, but
All right.
felt anything.
I see.
Or turned on, or while we were having sex, I didn't feel nothing at all.
Nothing. Now, what about your ex-boyfriend? Feel anything with him?
Yeah,
You did.
yeah, and
So the ex you dry humped with, the ex you had sex with but felt nothing, but the XXX you had sex and felt something with.
Uh-huh.
I see. And what about the XXXX?
What about him?
Feel anything with him?
My ex-ex?
No, XXX.
No.
I mean XXXX. Yeah, 4 X's.
No, I just began with my ex-ex.
I see. All right, so you didn't have sex with the XXX,
No,
just the XX.
just the ex.
I see. And what did you just go to third base with the XXX?
Yeah.
I see, but no sex XX with the XXX? I understand.
Whatever.
All right, so Julie, you're 17. You're a woman. All bets are off. Maybe you're not that into this ex. Well, he's your ex now, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So you broke up with him.
Mhm.
All right. It wasn't there for you.
No.
No. There you go. I've not helped one person tonight. I really haven't. But listen,
Unless you have the therapy one.
you can't. Especially with women, Charlotte, weigh in here. If you're not interested in a guy, it ain't happening as a woman. I mean, see, guys can do it. Guys can be with a woman, especially if she's an attractive woman, even if they're not interested in her, or they don't like her personality, or they don't click. He can still get it up. He can still have a good time with her. With a woman, if you're not into a guy, it's going to be a rough outing. I mean, most likely
I
you
think
just
so.
ain't into it.
I think there are some women out there that
There-
think more
there's-
like men,
yes.
but I know a lot, including myself, that don't. And if you're not into someone, no, I think that it would be terrible.
Right, right. And even if the guy's your boyfriend sometimes, especially when you're younger, you don't know how to pick guys that well, and you're just not that into the guy. And
I would
that's
take
a good
it as a
sign.
clue, yeah,
Yes.
that's probably not the person you continue
I
seeing.
take exception to his use of the term good time with a woman you really don't like. Anyway, that's not a good time, and a man with integrity wouldn't do that. Just
Oh,
wanted
that
to
is. Listen, who are you, Sir
No, that's
Walter
okay.
Raleigh over there?
We are talking 17 years old.
Many a man has managed to have a good time
right.
with
Okay.
plenty of women.
Julie also, I wouldn't measure the quality of the relationship by whether or not she can have an orgasm. Some people don't have orgasms with sex in a relationship for a
Right.
period of time.
Even if they're in love,
Right.
yeah.
Until they get to know the person better, they're more
Right.
comfortable. So.
Yes, you must figure it out. All right, let's very quickly speak to Jack, the aptly named Jack, who's 20 and who felt the tear in his penis during sex today. Is that right?
Hello?
Yeah.
Jack, that wasn't the Velcro from your swim trunks opening up. That was your penis.
No, when we were having it, it felt a foot
Right.
pull.
Okay. Do you have some bleeding in your penis now?
Yes,
Some discoloration. All right.
actual bleeding.
Okay. You got to go in and have it looked at.
Right.
Urologist or emergency room?
I'd go to the ER. Well,
would you? Quickly.
Yeah.
Go.
Do you have bleeding from the urethra? Is it when you urinate, or are you seeing bleeding under the skin in another part of the penis? Because you can fracture your penis.
All right.
It's bleeding through the urethra. It's just it's just a little when I notice when I urinate, or it's just.
Does it hurt? Are you having pain?
It's sore.
Yeah, it really doesn't matter. It can be an infection. You could have had some trauma.
Well,
it
you
has
heard
to
a
be
tear.
examined.
Go to a urologist. Have it checked out. You don't want to mess with that penis. That is
Go to
the
the
computer.
ER. Go to the urologist.
Fine.
See your doctor. If you wait for a urologist, it might be 6 months.
We'll take ourselves a little break. We'll be back.
I'm gonna go home, take a jacuzzi.
Yeah, that's where I'm going. I'm going back to the Man Show rap party.
You're going to her bidet.
No, thankfully the rap party's up the street from my house. So
can I go too?
You want to go?
Yeah.
Yeah, you can go. Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I'm going to hit the jacuzzi over
Kick
at my
me
house.
right out of his car.
I want to thank William and Charlotte for coming in here from Beggars and Choosers.
Thank you for having us.
Our pleasure. It was a lovely evening. Tuesday nights, 10 o'clock, everyone. Showtime. Check that show out. We'll be back tomorrow night with Dr. Bruce, God willing. And until next time, this is Adam Carolla for Dr. Bruce saying mahalo.
Cornhorn.
Well, now. This has been Loveline. The stuff expressed on Loveline is not necessarily the stuff of the staff, management, sponsors, or anyone else, including Westwood One Entertainment. Loveline is produced by Ann Wilkins Ingold. Now, please enjoy these birds.